pick-me-up. You can find it at our state-of-the-art Starbucks just inside the main South Point entrance. Order ahead with the Starbucks app for easy mobile order pickups. Or enjoy your favorites in the relaxing dining area anytime, day or night. If you love Mexican food, Baja Miguel's has all of your south-of-the-border favorites. There are dozens of classics to choose from, like fajitas, ceviche, chimichangas, tacos, and more. And for spirit lovers, Baja's colorful non-smoking tequila bar is right outside.
Hi, I'm Kurt Angle. I represented the United States in the Olympics in 1996 and won a gold medal. Then I parlayed that into a pro wrestling career. I saw a commercial a few years ago.
Tunnel to Towers Foundation made a promise.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation is paying off the mortgages for Gold Star families with young children. I thought, this is really cool. I want to be a part of it. My dad served in the Army for 30 years. We didn't have a lot of money, but he made sure we had what we needed. He set a great example for all of us. He died in a construction accident my freshman year in high school. When he died, we didn't have any income coming in, and we ended up being forced to move out of our house. I was devastated. So I understand what these families are going through, and to have an organization like Tunnel to Towers come in and pick you up and carry you and give you a home to live in, I think that's just amazing. I'd like to ask you to donate $11 a month to support these efforts by going to t2t.org or calling 1-844-BRAVEST.
The best of quarter horse racing is always at Los Alamitos. The nation's top juveniles face off in trials for our richest race. The Los Alamitos 2 Million on Sunday, November 23rd. Golden State Million winner in force and Ed Burke Million winner Jess I'm Worth It are among the great stars in action. Then on Sunday, November 30th, Super Sophomores will race in the Southern California Derby Trials with shaking going on at astronomical 1, 2, 3 set to race. It's a November of thrills at Los Alamitos.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the race books and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning. Alrighty, good morning everybody. Welcome to the Race Day Las Vegas radio program. We come to you live and direct from the gaming capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, right here from the South Point studios at the South Point Hotel Casino Complex on Las Vegas Boulevard in your gaming capital, and of course on the South Point streaming network at YouTube. Here in Las Vegas, our local anchor radio station, Sports Talk 1400 AM and 107.1 FM. And of course, all the other platforms that we have, our websites, and the apps that you can get for your Google phone, your iPhone, and your Android, and of course, anywhere you get your podcasting as well. We welcome you to the Race Day Show as we continue to roll on through this big 4-day holiday weekend. I guess today is Turkey Soup Day. But in any case, we are here with a big day of racing on this Saturday. And of course, it concentrates on tracks at Churchill Downs and at Del Mar. And of course, we got Aqueduct and Gulfstream Parks Championship meet, et cetera, et cetera. So welcome to the show. We're going to get started with our handicappers and see if we can find some more winners for you. Jonathan Ardoon is with us. And of course, Rich Ang will be along later to give us maybe a football pick for today as well. Jerry Jackowitz, who had a nice winner for us yesterday, is back to see if we can double it up and get another one today. And of course, in studio with me for this weekend, John Lindo. John, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. It's been fun so far. Interesting day yesterday for a Friday.
Yes, it has, and there was an interesting situation at Del Mar that we're going to get into a little bit later on. But in any case, yes, it was very interesting racing. And by the way, in college football, there were a lot of upsets too.
Yeah, there were.
Yeah.
Texas A&M went down. They're no longer undefeated.
Arizona beat Arizona State.
And more rivalries today. And I can do it just not for entertainment purposes here at the South Point.
Yeah, you can kind of, I
can get involved.
You can get a little involved. Yes, that's for sure. And here, of course, in Las Vegas, we're experiencing the winter type weather right now outside. It's a chilly 45 degrees right now outside.
Well, it's fast and firm in the race book, and we're going to be just fine.
Fast, firm, and comfortable in the race books, that's for sure. We're only going to get up to 66 degrees today, and that's kind of the way it is around the country, although in the southern part of the United States is where the warmth is at. And, of course, as you know, Brownsville, Texas, always the hottest spot in the country, 85 degrees. Come on. It's November, 85 degrees in Brownsville, Texas. Miami's going to be 77. New York City, 45. So they're going to match us right now, but that's going to be their high at New York, 45. Chicago, a little bit of rain going on there, and 31 degrees. Ooh, man. 31 degrees and rain, that mixed together might be a little snow.
I was going to say, you're going to get some flurries at that point.
I think they will, that's for sure. Phoenix, Arizona, 74. Los Angeles and Southern California, nice 72. And a little bit overcast, but they'll get it out of the way. Probably be a little sunny there today. So for the most part, the weather's going to be good. John, we're into like the third day of the championship meeting at Gulfstream Park. And they haven't raced on the turf there yet, and they're not going to do it today.
No, they're not. They've got a mandatory payout in their 20-cent Rainbow Six, but all the races are off the turf again today. So as you do your handicapping, make those races on the Tapeta out there and make your adjustments.
3 turf races are going to come off the turf today at Gulfstream Park. So make your handicapping accordingly to that. They have a mandatory pick 6 carryover, mandatory payoff today, so no carryover there. And, of course, if the pick 6 jackpot escapes a single winner today at Churchill, Katie barred the door for Sunday because it'll be a mandatory payoff and a gigantic pool there with a 20-cent base bet in the pick 6. How about that to wrap up the Thanksgiving weekend?
And it's not an easy card tomorrow at Churchill either.
No. They're not going to make it easy for you.
No, you got to do your homework there.
But today is the day when they have the Stars of Tomorrow. This is the second edition of this particular situation at Churchill Downs. Now, they got 12 races today, and all of them will be 2-year-olds, and they are pretty full fields in all of them, John. Wow.
Terrific maiden races, no claiming races. These are all allowance and stakes races. You get a little bit of grass, they're short, long, and you just never know what you're going to see in these 2-year-old races at Churchill Downs. I really enjoy these cards, and they have enough 2-year-olds on the ground so they could do it not once at the meet, but they do it twice. The first Saturday in the meet and then the last Saturday of the meet. It's unbelievable.
And the fields are full.
And nice horses, well-bred horses. You look at those sales prices, there's an awful lot of money running there today.
All those big-priced 2-year-olds, yearlings, and that went through the sales rings in Keeneland earlier, they're going to start performing maybe some of them today at Churchill Downs. So we got that going on. We've also got the Hollywood Turf Festival going on at Del Mar today. 3 stakes races there for the Turf Festival there. And, of course, an interesting day yesterday of racing at Del Mar as well. And so we're just starting to get our feast of Thanksgiving on the racetrack today, that's for sure. Let's take a look at some of the races from yesterday. Yesterday, we'll begin at Aqueduct in New York. Aqueduct, Linda Rice going to it again yesterday. She had 3 winners on the card. Second race winner, Kendrick Carmouche, paid $3.78. The 7th race with Kendrick Carmouche again, so they had a double between them, together I should say, at $3.10. And then she came in the 9th and final race with Jose Lezcano and paid $26.04. So it was a day when Linda had hit in the winner's circle from both sides of the pari-mutuel sides of the betting, the favorites, and a nice little long shot there. Pick 6, the carryover, no carryover, I should say. The pick 6 paid $20,630.37. Gulfstream Park yesterday, the second day of their championship meeting. Edgard Zayas had a couple of winners. He won the first race paying $4.80 and came back in the 7th race paying $4.80 as well. Jose D'Angelo had a winner in the 4th race, and his second winner was the second winner for Edgar Zayed, and that in the 7th race, again, $4.80. And as far as the feature race, the Pulpit was concerned, Glorious Boyd wins that for Rajiv Murrah and Carlos Martin, paying $9.70, outrunning Bronze Bullet and A Million Dreams, who finished 3rd in that feature yesterday at Gulfstream. Then we get to Churchill Downs yesterday. At Churchill Downs, the early races really, they got a $21 horse that was the only real big payer of the early races on the card. In the 7th race, Jose Ortiz got his first win of the day for Tom Amoss, paying $5 even. And then we got to the 2 feature races. The Mrs. Revere was won by Lush Lips. They got a ride that was close to the pace all the way. She was really kind of just stalking the early pace setter there. Lush Lips ran her down and won under Tyler Gaffleone. Another great ride by Gaffleone for trainer Brendan Walsh, who just keeps running hot horses. He's really in the zone right now. She was the favorite. She was picked here by a lot of our handicappers on the show, paying $3.14. Pretty Pitcher got up for second under Flavian Pratt, and finishing 3rd was Classic Q, who was that pace setter. And then in the Clark Handicap, the Grade 2 Clark Handicap, the winner there was Magnitude, a horse. John Lindo, you said that Steve Asmussen, you thought he figured it out. I saw Nick Hines here earlier in the day, and he said the same thing you did. And I said, you know what? And looking how Magnitude ran his last race, and even Jonathan Ardoon mentioned the fact that this horse, the light might have went on in his last race, and he sure did perform well in the Clark, winning that with Jose Ortiz's second win for Steve Asmussen, paying $6.36. So a lot of people figured it out. Finishing second in the race was Hit Show, and Chunk of Gold was 3rd. A nice win by him, though.
Yeah, and he had to work for it. Chunk of Gold did not just spit out the bid when Magnitude tried to get by him, turned it for home. He fought him all the way, and Hit Show ranged up, and I thought he might get him, but Magnitude found a little bit more.
He had fighting him yesterday.
Yeah, he did. He was going to win that race.
He had a lot of fighting him yesterday. And by the way, Steve Asmussen capped off the day by winning the last race, so he had the late double there, and Jose Ortiz as well. So together, their late double paid $13.75. The winner there paid $5.54. And pick 6, it was a formful pick 6 yesterday at Churchill Downs, paid $947 and 48 cents there. All right, Del Mar yesterday. Hector Barrios and John Sadler got together to win Sadler's first race of the day in the opener, paying $9 even. Yes, it was on the turf for Mr. Barrios. And then in the 3rd race, Antonio Fresu got his first win of the day for Phil D'Amato, paying $7.80. That was the key horse and a pick from Jerry Jackowitz on the show. And one of Jerry's link-ups finished second. The dollar exacta in this race paid $85.90. So Jerry comes up with a $7.80 winner and a nice long shot that finished second, paid a nice price of $85.90 for that at Del Mar in the 3rd race yesterday. John Sadler got his second win of the day in the 5th race with Juan Hernandez paying $5.40. And then came the 6th race where Cesar Belmont won his first U.S. race. This jockey, Cesar Belmont, won his first race in the United States for Peter Miller in that race, paying $7.60. Do we know where this guy came from?
I have no idea. And he's not an apprentice. He's a journeyman.
Yeah.
So I don't know where he came from, but I read that race wrong. My radio play was on the other Peter Miller race, El Rankin.
Mm-hmm.
El Rankin broke on top. And how convenient that they let Cesar Belmont come through on the rail and set the pace.
Yeah.
And the horse got bet, too. And I thought, this isn't going to go well for me.
There was a little sign at the in the pari-mutuels, that's for sure.
Right.
But your horse did finish second. So
ran well.
Peter Miller ran first and second in the race. But he got the kid, the winner there. I'm sure we'll find out a little bit more about his background as the days progress. The Hollywood Turf Cup was the 7th race, and Truly Quality came through and won it again. Mirko DeMuro aboard for Jonathan Thomas. This was Rich Ang's selection on the show. Truly Quality, and by the way, so did Jonathan. He liked the horse too. Truly Quality paid $5.80 as the favorite, in defending this race. Flashiest was second, and finishing third was 911 Turbo in the race. And boy, Jonathan Thomas, boy, when he comes out with horses, he is sure good.
He knows what to bring. He's done it for a couple of years now, and he's got horses that fit California and the firm turf courses here. And this horse was the defending champion. He won it again, and a true mile-and-a-half horse. When everybody at the 16th pole were getting a little bit late, Truly Quality was just picking it up.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, he came from way out of it too.
Yeah, he did. He was pretty far back, and avoided. There was a lot of trouble behind him.
Yeah,
he avoided all that.
And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, when are you going to, ask the question? But when he asked it, he fired. That's for sure. And Antonio Fresu got his second win of the day in the ninth and final race for Peter Urton, paying $8.40. Pick six, $1,493.40 yesterday at Del Mar. And that's what happened at your major racetracks yesterday. But, boy, we got a fun day of handicapping today. And I'm going to go over this with our handicappers there. But I want to thank Rich Eng and Jerry Jackowitz for coming up with some nice winners yesterday for us as our handicappers continue to try to make us not only pay off the Thanksgiving meal, but also look ahead to the Friday, Black Friday shopping for Christmas. And we're looking, of course, to keep the mojo going today. So as we take our first break, I want to remind everybody out there, I do want to make one point, though. This is a great time of year in Las Vegas. It really is, because you get the Thanksgiving weekend, and, you got all of the major sports converging on both college and pros. And then, of course, you got the big Thanksgiving, the 4-day holiday where people get together, etc. Maybe not so much on Thanksgiving Day because they might be with their families, but they're in their car or on a plane late that night to get here for the 3 days, these 3 days that here in Vegas. So you get to see a lot of people you don't normally see. But then we get right into the holiday season, and as soon as this weekend is over, we're setting up for 10 days of the National Finals Rodeo, and this place really goes nuts for that. It becomes the biggest cowboy town in the world. Just a lot of fun and a lot of people here for that. And then we take the little lull until the holiday of Christmas, and, of course, Hanukkah is over. And then the day after Christmas, everybody gets on their jets and then their cars and come on up for the big, a week leading up to New Year's Day. And you get to see a lot of people that you not normally see. I say that because yesterday, like I said, I ran into Nick Hines. What a gentleman this guy is. We sat there and we reminisced a little bit about the old days, etc. But he had nothing but nice things to say about the South Point, arguably so. And, of course, it was nice to see Nick. I want to thank Nick for all of his kind words on the platform X and all of that stuff. But it's just nice to see, guys. And you get to come out here and spend days on the set with me. It's great. It's a great time.
Well, it's fun. I've got my family out here doing all kinds of stuff, and get over here, do a little bit of the show with you. And again, we're just talking like we would be anyways. We're going to talk about horses. Yeah. We'll talk to John Hardoon, and we'll figure out a way to knock out some winners today. Yeah,
we talk here just like these people watching us are talking in the book or at the table. That's for sure. So we'll keep it going. But I want to thank Nick so much. He's his company Battleborn now, right?
Battleborn Racing is his stable, yeah, and obviously all the work he does on FanDuel and everything else, and he's a Las Vegas native, so he knows the town pretty well, and it was good to see him in the South Point yesterday.
Yeah, it was really good. Yes, his mom still lives here.
Yeah.
His family still lives here, so we salute Mr. Hines and everybody out there as well. And we will now take our first break, and when we come back, I'll get you your racing menu, and then we're off with our handicappers. Don't go away.
South Point Casino has plenty of attractions for the whole family. Catch a movie. Our 16-screen movie theater includes 2 XD Extreme screens for the ultimate in viewing, sound, and luxury. After the show, treat the family to a variety of treats at our old-fashioned ice cream parlor, Kate's Corner. We scoop up a variety of creamy concoctions, including smoothies, hand-dipped cones, milkshakes, malts, sodas, and sundaes. At Kate's, there's something for everyone. And if you've still got time to spare, our bowling center might be right up your alley. Voted Best of Las Vegas, it's a great place for friends and family fun. 64 lanes, a pro shop, snack bar, and arcade. And while the kids are bowling, you can play slots and sip on a drink in the Alley Cat Lounge while overlooking the lanes. For our more serious and professional bowlers, the South Point is also home to a separate tournament bowling plaza.
The best of quarter horse racing is always at Los Alamitos. The nation's top juveniles face off in trials for our richest race. The Los Alamitos 2 Million on Sunday, November 23rd. Golden State Million winner in force and Ed Burke Million winner Jess I'm Worth It are among the great stars in action. Then on Sunday, November 30th, super sophomores will race in the Southern California Derby Trials with shaking going on at astronomical 1, 2, 3 set to race. It's a November of thrills at Los Alamitos.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas. I do want to remind everybody that along with Rich Eng and Jerry Jackwitz, John, you did give us a winner, but I wanted to wait until Jonathan got on, but I'm going to mention this now. That winner in the last race, Vital Mind, that was Jose Ortiz and
right.
Steve Asmussen together. That winner paid $5.54, bet down from 6-1 on the morning line.
Yep.
Okay. That was one of the ones that you sat there and said, wait a minute. But in any case, you gave us the winner there. But earlier in the day, in the 8th race at Churchill Downs, Miss Ellie, she dropped precipitously as they were loading into the starting gate.
That was the 8th race at Churchill yesterday. There were 2 horses left to load in the gates. I ran to the windows, and I bet Miss Ellie, who I liked. She was 5-1. So between the time I bet and walked and sat back down to watch the rest of the race, she hits the wire in front. I said, "Oh, that was good." And I look at the board, 9-5.
Yeah.
The CAWs. Here we go. They get a bet till they run there at Churchill.
All right. Now I do want to mention the fact the CAWs, and this is probably why it's going to be hard for us regular players to get on an even keel with this. Churchill Downs became the 6th racetrack this year to handle over $1 billion. That's with a B. $1 billion, joining Saratoga, Aqueduct, Belmont, of course at Aqueduct, Gulfstream, and Santa Anita. And CAW is hanging out in all those places, and they're pumping the money through the windows.
Right.
So that's over $1 billion in handle. But remember, there's a lot that goes into that too.
Well, they also, they have slots infused purses. Yeah. So, again, if any circuit could take a stand on this and do the right thing, it would be Kentucky. Still waiting to hear something, but I don't have my hopes up.
Yeah. Oh my. Okay, let's get started with the menu. We're going to try to beat the races anyhow. Let's do it. Your racing menu, of course, first post times are Pacific. If you're not in it, adjust to it so you don't miss anything like I miss Mom and Dad. Okay, we begin with Aqueduct Racetrack, the Big A in New York. You got 10 races today at the Aqueduct, and again, you've got no stakes races, but they do have a pick 6 carryover, $20,630. $20,630 in the Aqueduct pick 6 today. First post time is at 8:40, early 8:40. All right, Laurel Park has 9 races, a couple of $100,000 stakes races. The Safely Kept for 3-year-old fillies at 7 furlongs will be the 7th race. The City of Laurel at 7 furlongs for 3-year-olds will be the 8th race. 9 races overall at Laurel, and a first post time there of 9 a.m. Gulfstream Parks Championship Meet, Day 3. No turf racing today at Gulfstream. Take the 7th, the 9th, and the 11th race off the turf. But they do have a mandatory payoff in the Pick 6 jackpot. That stands today at $184,136. Take the jackpot provision off. That and all the money pumped into it today will all get chopped up to the best winning tickets today in their Pick 6. First post time at Gulfstream for their 11-race card is set at 9:20. Couple of stakes races. These are the Florida Stallion Series stakes races. The My Dear Girl for 2-year-old fillies at 1.16 will be the 5th on the card. Big 1-5 favorite on the morning line is mythical. 1-5 on the morning line. Wow. And the other one is the In Reality. That'll be the 10th race on the card at 1.16 for 2-year-olds. And in that race, a little bit more palatable on the morning line for the favorite. 9-5 is Kozolite. And again, 11 races today at Gulfstream. Carryover, pick 6, mandatory payoff today at Gulfstream. First post time is at 9:20. Tampa Bay Downs has 9 races. Their first post time is 9:45 at Tampa Bay. They got a pick 6 jackpot carryover, $1,092. Churchill Downs has a dozen races today, and all 2-year-olds. 4 stakes races on the card. The Ed Brown At 6.5 furlongs to be the fourth on the card. Boyd is the even money favorite with Flavian Pratt. Then you have the Fern Creek. That's the eighth race on the card. And in this race, the 5-2 favorite in this one is A Fine Chardonnay with Tyler Caffleone. And then the two big races for the 2-year-olds, the Grade 2 Jockey Club. 2-year-olds going 1 mile and 16th. That's the 10th race on the card. In this race, Further Ado, that horse that ran off the screen and a freakish win in his last start, 7-5 on the morning line, the favorite with Ired Ortiz Jr. And then you've got the Goldenrod for the fillies. That's the 11th race on the card, same distance, 1 mile and 16th. An overflow field there. And the favorite on the morning line was Explorer, but we know she has been scratched. She did not make the trip from California. So next in line is the 4-1 Life of Joy with Ired Ortiz Jr. 12 races today at Churchill Downs. The carryover, the jackpot, stands at $422,348. Again, $422,348. Jackpot provision is off. That money and all the money fed into that pool today will all get chopped up evenly among the best tickets today at Churchill Downs. First post time is at 10 a.m. Woodbine has 11 races, a couple of stakes races. The Princess Elizabeth for 2-year-old fillies is the 8th race on the card. Piper's Gift is the 6-5 favorite there. And the Coronation Futurity is the 10th on the card. And in that race, the 2-1 favorite is Dixie Law. First post time at Woodbine for their 11 races set at 10:05. And their carryovers at Woodbine, the Super High 5 Jackpot carryover, $204,226. Woodbine's first post time, 10:05. Fairgrounds got 9 races today. The $100,000 Panzeretta is their 8th and featured race. And Fairgrounds' first post time is at 10:45 there. Turf Paradise, 11 races, 5 quarter horses. 3 make that 6 thoroughbred races of the 11. First post time at Turf Paradise is set at 11:15. They do have a pick 6 jackpot carryover, $16,617. 11:15 first post at Turf Paradise. Then we go to Del Mar, where that turf meets the surf. Early post time, 11:30 today at Del Mar. They've got 11 races today, 3 stakes races of the Turf Festival. The 5th race, 1 mile and 16th on the turf for 3-year-olds and up, the Seabiscuit Stakes. That's the 5th on the card, 9 before scratches. Morning line favorite there at 5-2 is Stay Hot with Juan Hernandez. Then a couple of races later, the 7th race at 1 mile on the turf for 2-year-old fillies, the Jimmy Durante. 11 go before any scratches there. And the morning line favorite there is 7-2, and that is Hypergamy with Antonio Fresu aboard. That's the 7th on the card, the Jimmy Durante. And then the 9th race is the Hollywood Derby at 1 mile and 1/8 for 3-year-olds. And in this race, scratch number 6, Noble Confessor. He did not make the trip to California. That'll leave 7 to go in this race. Good competitive race, too. The 5-2 favorite there is Test Score with Juan Hernandez aboard. 11 races today at Del Mar and a first post time of 11:30. Delta Downs has 9 races. Their first post time is at 2:45. Charlestown has 8 races. First post time 4 p.m. with a pick 6 jackpot carryover, $38,579. 4 p.m. first post for Charlestown. Remington Park also has 9 races, and their first post time is also at 4 p.m. And then Los Alamitos in Southern California wraps it up with a 6 o'clock post time, 8 races, 2 thoroughbreds, 3 quarter horse thoroughbred mixed, and 3 quarter horse races there. That makes up the 8 races at Los Al. First post time is at 6 p.m. That is your racing menu for today, Saturday. Wow. Jonathan Ardoon, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. Good morning, John. How you guys doing?
Doing great.
Yeah, good stuff. All right.
Good.
I want to talk about this right now before we get started with looking at any of the races. But there was a race yesterday at Del Mar, and it came down to the wire between 2 horses. And there was an inquiry in this race, and there was no change in the race. The trainer of the winner, his brother, was one of the stewards making the judgment call. What say you, Jonathan?
It's a total disgrace, Ralph. If a judge has a courtroom and a lawyer comes in who happens to be his brother, well, then the judge will recuse himself. You can't possibly have this guy being a steward with his brother running horses in the race. It's just not. It's unconscionable. It really is, Ralph. It's ridiculous, and it's been going on for a long, long time. You know, when his brother has a horse in the race, they got to put some other steward in that booth because that guy can't possibly, you know, even if he's 100% on the up and everything else, there's got to be some sort of bias. It's not fair.
Well,
it's just not fair.
You're right. It doesn't look good. Well, now we have that wishy-washy opinion from Jonathan, John. But you tell him the trainer and his brother.
Well, the race in question, race 2 yesterday at Del Mar, the horse in front was a horse named Sea Dog, trained by O.J. Harrigy.
Yeah.
And the horse drifted out in the stretch, kind of tapped the horse to the outside, contrary Chieftain, lightly, but it was enough to knock Adrian Escobedo kind of off the center of the horse where he had to get his rebalance.
And if it knocks the jockey off, it's got to knock the stride of the horse.
Well, they lost the momentum.
Yeah,
he was coming, and he lost the momentum, and then he got
That's
beat
important.
about it. Yeah, then he got beat about it next. So the inquiry goes up. And whether or not you believe the horse should be disqualified, let's take that out of the equation. It doesn't make any sense at all to have a relative in the booth of one of the participants in the race. And I don't hold this on Del Mar. This is a California Horse Racing Board decision. They should just automatically, like John said, just take yourself out of the mix. In this day and age, with all these perception rules, the vet checks, the regulatory requirements, the permission to work a horse, and all this other stuff we have going on, why would you leave in doubt anything about a conflict of interest? Now, I know Louis Harrigy, the steward that we're talking about. He's a good guy, and I don't think there's anything that would be nefarious, but you're leaving the door open for speculation. And if I have a horse involved in that inquiry and the other team's got a guy in the booth, I'm not happy about it. So take that out of the equation. Just there should be no doubt that you should just recuse yourself, or require by the CHRB to recuse yourself and let another steward handle that one particular race.
Yeah, we're not saying anything nefarious happens. What we're saying is the look. It doesn't look good when you're sitting there and you have the trust of the players at your as their number one thing. Your number one thing is to continue the trust and then into the product, because we're betting our money. And I do think that was. I got to tell you, I saw I had no action in the race. I saw it and I thought the decision was right. I didn't think it was that.
Yeah, I'm fine with the decision. Yeah. So that hasn't, and I had no stake in the game. I didn't have a bet on the race, so there's nothing bitter about that. It's just that whole perception, and it's happened before. And believe me, we've talked to the stewards about it. A couple of colleagues and I about this whole perception thing, and what are you going to do about it? Because a few years ago, O.J. Harrigy had a horse, a filly, I think it was going to run in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf, and at Del Mar, where Louis is one of the stewards, you can't have him make that. What if something happens in that race? Yeah. And they weren't going to take him off the bench, but there was enough noise made where finally they replaced him for that one race.
Yeah, Jonathan?
No, I mean, it's ridiculous. If you go into a court of law and the judge's brother is an attorney, the judge will recuse himself.
Right,
well, what is the difference? It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Correct. We all are in agreement on that, and we just wanted to bring that subject up for everybody out there. But I'm sure that a lot of people think the same way, and we will move on now to picking some horses for peeps, huh? Man, we want some horses now, Jonathan. In any case, we're going to take a look at the 2 races for 2-year-olds at Churchill Downs. The Jockey Club for 2-year-olds, of course. It all centers around Further Ado, who we all saw, and if you didn't, watch the replay of this horse just running off the screen in his last race like he was the next coming of Secretariat. Now, I'm not saying he is. What I'm saying is I'm just equating to what it looked like. How do you see this Jockey Club?
The horse is bred top and bottom to go long. The last time they finally got the opportunity to send him long, and he replied with an unbelievable effort, and he ran huge that day, and obviously he's got enough time from that race, so if he runs anywhere near that number, he's going to be extremely tough to beat.
All right, but I always ask you guys, if you think we got a free bingo square in a race, how do we make chicken soup out of chicken feathers? You got something to put underneath them to make an exacta happen?
Well, I'm going to use the 3 underneath Dr. Kapoor, who's 8-1 on the morning line, but there's really not much value in that race, Ralph, to tell you the truth.
All right, what about you, John?
Well, Soldier and Diplomat, number 4, beat Further Ado in a sprint race before Further Ado stretched out. If Further Ado repeats the quality of that race at Keeneland, he's going to win again. That was just an unbelievable. But Further Ado, Soldier and Diplomat has not been 2 turns yet, not really bred to run as far as the other horse, but he has ability. And the 1-turn mile he won at Churchill Downs was very good. To me, it's a 2-horse race, and there isn't a lot of value.
Okay, and by the way, he ran a mile, but it was just 1 turn.
A 1-turn mile is different than a 2-turn mile in the 16.
Yeah, no question about that. All right, Jonathan, let's take a look at the goldenrod for the 2-year-old fillies. You got a full field there. There'll be some scratches, and we know Explora, who was the 7-5 morning line choice on this when they entered, didn't make the trip from California. But it looks like a much more wide open affair than, of course, the Jockey Club.
It is. And when you deal with 2-year-olds, Ralph, and, they're lightly raced, they have a license to improve. And when horses are stretching out for the first time, they obviously could be totally different animals. And I think that's a situation with the number 9 horse in here, Atropa, 2-year-old filly from the Sherry DeVoe barn. Jose Ortiz aboard to ride, and everybody knows about the success they have. Well, they tried this filly last time out, stretching her out to 2 turns, and she responded with really a terrific effort. At the price, she's 8-1. That's the horse that I'll be playing. But obviously, she'll be a lot shorter with the 12 horse, 7-5 on the morning line. She's coming out.
Yeah.
But I'm still betting the 9 here at Tropia. I'm sure I'll get 5-1. And I think that's a fair price.
Okay, John?
The scratch of number 12, Explorer, really helps number 5, and that's the New York bred, Let Me Count the Ways, coming off a good mile win up at Aqueduct. This horse, it was a 1-turn mile, nice turn of foot. Speed was very good yesterday at Churchill Downs on the main track. I think Let Me Count the Ways is going to control the pace here. And the way she finished and galloped out, I think she's going to get 2 turns. If the bias, we got a lot of time to watch early races. If the speed is still good, I think this horse is really live in here. So I like number 5, Let Me Count the Ways, coming out of New York bred stakes races against Open Company. Life of Joy rallied into a slow pace to win at Churchill last time. And I agree. I think Atropa is getting better.
Okay, so we got some horses there that we might want to box in exactas and trifectas. I'm going to just leave it to one race at Del Mar, one of the 3 stakes races, and that's the Hollywood Derby. It's the 9th race at Del Mar today, one of the 3 Turf Festival races on the grass at 1 1/8. And in this race, test score is the 5-2 favorite, Juan Hernandez aboard. Jonathan?
Yeah, well, test score looks like the horse to beat. Grand Motion over the years has had a lot of success shipping out to the West Coast. He shipped this horse to Santa Anita last time, and he won. I guess they kept him out here. Well, no, I see. Well, he was here at Del Mar on November 13th working, so he must have been here a while. He looks like the horse to beat to me.
All right, John?
Test score was very good, winning the Twilight Derby at Santa Anita. He's got a lot of class. He's never been beat at 1 1/8. If you're trying to make some money in this race, I'm going to play a cold exacta to number 8, Tempest Volat, who got stopped cold last time, blocked, and actually finished okay. He's better than that race looks on paper. He's getting better with each U.S. start. I know Leonard Powell likes this horse a little bit, so I'll just play a cold deck 3-8 in the Hollywood Derby.
And that's the 9th race at Del Mar. Okay, we're going to get John's picks at both Churchill and Del Mar a little bit later on in the show. But we're going to wrap up with Jonathan with his official picks today.
Okay, so first of our 3 radio selections for race day Las Vegas comes in the 8th race today at Churchill. This is one of the stake races, and I like the number 2 horse in here, Paige Turner. 2-year-old filly ran huge last time out, winning at Churchill Downs. Her first race at Saratoga, she had trouble in that race. The horse to beat is the 7 on-time girl, but the 2-horse Paige Turner I think will be a bigger price, and I like number 2, Paige Turner. You want to play an exacta, hook her up with the 7 on-time girl.
All right, that's the 8th race at Churchill, the Fern Creek Stakes. So where are we going next?
Let's go to Gulfstream, mandatory payout today. The 11th race will now be run on Tapeta, and the number 2 horse in here, the great Oscar, could handle Tapeta. This horse is listed at 6-1 on the morning line. Edgar Morales aboard to ride. I will be singling number 2, the Great Oscar, in today's 11th race out at Gulfstream.
11th and final race at Gulfstream, the payoff race for that carryover and mandatory payoff in the pick 6, the 11th race, number 2, the Great Oscar, the 2 and the 11th. And now we'll wrap it up at Del Mar.
Yeah, I like the first race today, Ralph. It's a terrific betting race, full field of 11, and the number 5 horse in here, Time to Shine, a 3-year-old filly from the Mark Glatt barn. She's on the improve. She's getting better with each start. 2 starts at Del Mar, finishing second both times. Antonio Fosu aboard to ride. But what I like best is the 8-1 on the morning line, number 5, Time to Shine, upsets and wins today's opener out at Del Mar.
You got it, my man. First race post time, 11:30. First race, number 5, Time to Shine. Let's make it a winner there in the first race, the 5. Jonathan Ardoon did a lot of work yesterday. He's got 4 sheets. He's got Gulfstream for the championship meeting, Aqueduct, of course, and, of course, Churchill Downs and Del Mar as well, working to get them.
JONHARDOON.com. Thanks, guys. Stay safe and be well.
Yeah, Jonathan, do me a favor, though, will you?
Yeah.
Don't be so wishy-washy with your opinions, okay?
Ralph, everything I said was right. That's what I believe. What do you want me to tell you? It's really,
oh, geez. I built a fire under him again.
This is a game of opinions. If you don't have an opinion, don't bother.
Thanks a lot, Jonathan. We'll talk to you tomorrow. All right, we're going to go to our next break. It could be the last break on the card, but in any case, we're going to go to our next break. When we come back, Rich Eng is standing by, and of course, we still have John to give us some picks, and Jerry yet to come on board as well. So don't go away.
South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun and let your stress melt away in our lagoon-style Paradise swimming pool. A relaxing getaway where you can bask in the desert sun and enjoy seasonal food and bar service poolside. And if you really want to escape, come to Spa Costa del Sur. From couple suites to a co-ed wet area, our spa caters to business and leisure travelers who want to unwind and elevate their senses. A visit to one of our spa's steam, sauna, or whirlpool treatment rooms will leave any guest feeling like they can take on the world.
The best of quarter horse racing is always at Los Alamitos. The nation's top juveniles face off in trials for our richest race. The Los Alamitos 2 Million on Sunday, November 23rd. Golden State Million winner in force and Ed Burke Million winner Jess I'm Worth It are among the great stars in action. Then on Sunday, November 30th, super sophomores will race in the Southern California Derby Trials with shaking going on at astronomical 1, 2, 3 set to race. It's a November of thrills at Los Alamitos.
The Race Day Las Vegas Show, the only exclusive daily local media racing information source in Las Vegas.
All right, back on the Race Day Show for this Saturday, and we're rolling along. Let's go out to Rich Eng standing by. Richie, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ralphie. Good morning, John, viewers and listeners.
I got to tell you, Richie, there was a lot of upsets in college football yesterday, and there could be more today.
Yeah, it's wide open. It's rivalry week, and it's the last weekend of the regular season for college football. The game that really stuck out to me, I was watching the Texas A&M, which was undefeated 11-0 at Texas. And Texas is trying to make a late run to get into the playoff as a 3-loss team. But those 3 losses were against ranked opponents. Yep. So it's really, they're making a good case, but there's a lot of still undefeated 1-loss and 2-loss teams in the Big Five.
Yeah, the committee's going to have a little bit of a making decision there of some consequence when it comes down to the last couple of teams that are going to get into the playoffs. All right, Rich, you got something for us today?
Yeah, I tell you what, my horses have been great this week. I had a winner at Finger Lakes, Churchill, and Del Mar, but my 2 football teams have lost on Thursday and Friday. If you're an Eagles fan, you got to be really concerned after watching that game yesterday, Ralph. It's one thing to lose, But when you know the other team is going to run the ball between the tackles like the Bears, and they still get almost 300 yards rushing the football, you've got a serious problem. So if I'm an Eagles fan, I'd be concerned. As far as the football pick, Ralph, let's go in the rotation to 433, 434 in the rotation. It is Oregon, one of those teams that's trying to win its way into the playoffs. They're a one-loss team. They're playing at Washington. They're 6.5-point favorites. I'm going to go with the team that really needs the game to guarantee a playoff spot. Oregon minus 6.5, Ralph.
All right, you're going to take Oregon plus minus 6.5. Oregon minus 6.5 against Washington. That is the college football play today. And as you say, you're hot with the horses, so give me one.
Well, I'm going to set up a Siraco play in the opener at Del Mar. Race 1 is a mile on the grass. Good sized field of 11. It's a wide open race. I'm going to go with the number 2, Cat the Confidant. Hector Barrios reunited with his John Sadler horse. Big drop down in class, and with the post and the mile on the grass, should get a nice trip stalking on the rail. 2, Cat the Confidant in race 1.
Well, I can tell you, Barrios and Sadler are really hitting at a good clip. And of course, if it's on the turf, you always have to be worried about Barrios. And those are the two conditions here in your pick. And the first race, number 2, Cat the Confidant. So I got a Siraco Exacta box in the first race at Del Mar of the 2552. You're number 2. Post time 11:30. And don't forget, Richie's got selections for all the races today at Del Mar right now at the racedaylasvegas.com website. Thanks a lot, Rich.
Hey, thanks, Ralph. Thanks, John. Good luck, everybody.
You got it, my man. Richie's always looking at that football, analyzing that stuff. He's right about the Eagles, that's for sure. John, before I get started with your picks on the show and then wrapping it up with Jerry, what's going on with Steve Maiotti? There's a problem?
He was called. He was supposed to meet with the stewards on November 6th regarding something about an entry in the races, and he didn't do that. He had a written notice. He didn't show up. So until he meets with the stewards, and he hasn't done it yet, he is barred from entering a horse or being on the grounds.
Wow.
So in the meantime, he has, I think, a horse in the day. He had one other one, and I think they're running under the name of trainer Andy Mathis is handling that barn right now. So you're not going to see Steve Maiotti, but if you see an Andy Mathis horse, with some slow works, which is Steve's kind of MO, and he has a lot of horses for our owner breeder Nick Alexander. If they kind of show up over there, that might be one of those horses. Just to keep an eye out for it, and while you're not seeing Steve's name in the entries right now.
Now, the Daily Racing Form, a lot of times when a horse is entered with a different trainer, they'll show the previous trainer on the line there.
Right.
Are they doing that with him or no?
Oh, I'm sure they will, but if you have a first-time starter, you just don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Good enough. So I just wanted to make mention of that. Okay, picks.
Go to Churchill Downs first. Ninth race today at Churchill Downs. Number 2, Gotcha debut. Absolutely blocked all through the stretch on the grass at Keeneland. Never had a chance. I don't know if the owners got mad, but they gelded the horse after the race.
Wow.
But
that's extreme punishment there.
Brendan Walsh is the trainer, and he puts his man on, Tyler Gaffleone here. If he sees daylight, I think he's a different horse. At 4-1 on the morning line, I'm willing to find out. Number 2, Gotcha, race number 9 at Keeneland.
Well, I got to tell you, after that note that you told me about the horse, he's properly named and Gotcha, that's for sure. In the 9th race, the 2 horse, Gotcha, for all those reasons stated by John Lindo, his pick in the 9th at Churchill, number 2. Okay, we'll go to Del Mar now.
5th race, the Seabiscuit Handicap. Return to number 5, El Potente. Always liked this horse. He's training like a beast for the return. He runs well fresh. He's got speed. If he doesn't make the lead, if Cabo Spirit makes the lead, he can stalk. If Cabo Spirit doesn't go, he can control the race. Either way, I think Hector Barrios gets a good trip here at 7-2 on the morning line. Number 5, El Potente, very live, coming back off a layoff in the Seabiscuit Handicap.
And that is the Seabiscuit Handicap, the 5th race on the card, the 5, El Potente. The 5 in the 5th race, easy to remember. That's the anchor in the early pick 5 and early pick 4 at Del Mar. I want to remind everybody out there again that John Lindo's has 2 reports today. The late pick 5 report at Churchill Downs and the entire card at Del Mar. 2 independent Lindo reports available here at the South Point, free of charge, complimentary to the horse players. The only place that you can get the Lindo report here in the gaming capital is right here at the South Point, because they love horse players, and John's report as well. Thanks a lot, John. Now we'll go out to New York and see where Mr. Mr. Jerry J is at. Jerry, good morning.
Jerry J is here in the house.
Jerry,
nice,
nice,
so great.
nice pick yesterday at Del Mar, and I got to tell you that that Exacta came back real good.
Yeah, that one worked out pretty well. I mean, it was a nice 5-2 shot, right?
Yeah, but the Exacta for $1 paid $85. That's
Yeah.
nice.
Great Exacta, Jerry. Nicely done.
Yeah, that was nicely done.
Well, that's why it's it's good handicapping ideas and value, and you put them together, and sometimes they work out really well. To be really honest, I love the other horse at 10-1. I thought he ran a pretty good race and just tired at the end, unfortunately. I thought we might have that one also. But
yeah. Oh, you mean the other pick? Yeah, I know. Yeah, that you're right there. All right.
Well, work out, but you got to smile when you've done well.
Yes, absolutely, and that's why we duly note that for you. But today's another day. Let's get some more winners.
Okay, well, let's go to Aqueduct to the third race. Fast and Frisky really appealed here, stretching out to 1 1/8 second off a little freshening, and I think the horse is on the improve. So we'll see. We got Manny Franco up there at 3-1. I don't know that I'd go too much below 5-2. I think that's my cutoff. I'll take the 3 over the 167, reverse 167 back over the 3, but the 3. Fast and Frisky in the third at Aqueduct.
All right. You have only 2 link-ups because the one, like a Rolling Stone, has been scratched in the race. So we've got the 3 over 6-7 and reverse.
Right. That makes it even better in a way.
Okay, good. Aqueduct, third race, the 3 over 6-7 and reverse, that at Aqueduct. Okay, now let's go to Del Mar.
Before I do, I have to tell you how much I love when John. Can we get John to move to Las Vegas?
Yes, I would. I'll drive the U-Haul.
You got to clear that with the better half.
You come with me. I'll drive the U-Haul, and you can load the truck. How's that?
I don't know if my loading days are.
Right.
Loading days. We'll see. All right, let's go to the 7th today. I've got a nice long shot for you at Del Mar, 20-1.
Ooh.
Was it Bourbon and Gin? Is that the name? The 3 horse?
Yes, that's Bourbon and Gin, pal. Bourbon and Ginger, to be exact.
Oh, Ginger. Okay, right. Anyway, this Mandela horse really appeals to me. One sprint and now going out on the turf 2 turns, 4 race. I like this filly an awful lot. Let's take the 3. Anything above 8-1 is okay. I'll take the 3 over the 1, 2, 4, and 8, and anything else you like. Reverse 1, 2, 4, and 8, and anything else you like over the 3. Make sure you get a good win place bet in first.
Yeah, and when the horse is 20-1 on the morning line, and even at the cutoff point of 8, that's still a value. And make sure you get the win bet first. Get that out of the way. Horse wins, you collect. But the link-ups for you include numbers 1, 2, 4, and 8. But when you have a horse like this that you're going to key on, any horse that you like otherwise, folks, any of your personal handicapping that you like, that you want to throw in there, do it. Right, Jerry?
Absolutely. You know, you can bet $1 on 1. You can bet $2 on 2. You can put the amounts in different, use different amounts in order to make it comfortable for you.
Right, John?
Absolutely,
Good shot there. All right, that's the Jimmy Durante Stakes, the 7th on the card. I want to remind everybody that Jerry, I can see on my sheet, that Jerry has some star horses, V's, a couple of pop-out keys along the way as well at Del Mar on his sheet and at Aqueduct as well. Jerry J's.
Yeah, I thought the handicapping was good today everywhere.
Yeah, it looked. Yeah, it's going to be a fun day of handicapping and betting, that's for sure. But the Jerry J's Power Pages for all of Del Mar and all of Aqueduct are available right now at his website, jerryjspowerpage.com. And we'll wrap it up with that. Again, I want to thank all the folks that responded on the X posting that Mr. Hines gave us. And we're just here trying to help out the race players because we're one of you, that's for sure. And John, I know that you won't be with us tomorrow. I want to thank you so much for being on set with us for the days that you were. And Jerry's right. We sincerely hope that you can be on this set a whole lot more.
I get out whenever I can. I come right over to say hi.
All right, you got it, John. All right, on behalf of everybody here at Race Day Las Vegas, there's only one more thing to say. Jerry's saying it.
Have Have a great race day, everybody.